Good morrow, fine people, and welcome back to Espresso on SABC3, your feel-good breakfast show. Now, yes, it is Shakespeare Day on Espresso this morning, and our art director, Matanna Katz, is in studio, and she has designed for us a classic banquet-style table setting. And in order to recreate this, she's going to show us exactly what she did. Good morning, Matanna. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thanks. And you?
Very, very well, thank you. Well, this looks truly medieval. Tell us what we have here.
So we've got this medieval banquet.
Yes.
So how this all came about was basically in Europe, back during this era, it was tradition to eat 2 meals a day.
Okay.
So you'd eat dinner, which was your mid-meal that you'd have during the day, and then supper, which was your evening meal.
Okay.
And that actually was a very light meal. Breakfast was frowned upon.
All right.
The noble and the wealthy saw it as a very poor working class way of life.
Yeah.
So they didn't do breakfast at all. So
Because I think they slept till about noon, right?
Exactly, exactly. So it really was all about the evening meal.
Yes.
So only when it became a very special occasion did the royal and the noble actually come together and turn supper into a banquet, which then would consist of elaborate dishes and main courses and desserts. So if you look at the table, we focused on, okay, so it's royal and tradition. So we've started off with a nice white, plain, simple tablecloth.
Very nice.
And then we've layered it with crushed velvet fabrics and patterns with very rich colours, such as the dark blue and purples and reds.
Yes.
And that plays on the whole royal idea. And same with the beautiful heraldry kind of coat of arms that we have all around the table.
Yes.
So just some nice things to play around with. Now, instead of going out and actually hiring things, I want to encourage people at home to look what they have and use it.
Because I'm sure somewhere we've seen our grandparents have little trays and little glasses and little trinkets that we could add to something like this. Hey? And it doesn't all have to be matching. That's the beauty of it,
No,
right?
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay.
You know, pewter, silver, bits of like brass and gold, you can mix it all together. So instead of letting these things kind of collect dust in someone's cupboard, take them out and embrace the whole medieval theme and use what you have to create your table setting.
Now, this is what I know we all have. We all have these old books hanging around at home, and this adds such a wonderful, you know, kind of variation to your table as well.
Exactly.
And then finally, where, like you said, we all have these things at home. What happens if you don't?
So if you don't, you can always phone different prop hiring stores and come together, or even ask your grandparents or your parents. I'm sure they will have something. But it's really about putting it together, you know, keep it simple, work with what you have. Nice ideas for serving is using those beautiful silver trays. You know, often people use them to display their beautiful kind of vintage bottles and all kinds of things. So using that to serve your food on. Fresh fruit is always a beautiful thing to have on the table because it's a great conversation starter and something light for your guests to start on and to pick on before your meal that's not going to fill you up.
Wonderful.
And then, like I said, you've seen the books, opening them, embracing the whole kind of Shakespearean theme, and just working with what you have. So keep it simple, use what you have, be creative, and have fun with it.
Wonderful. And because it's medieval, things don't have to look shiny and new. The older the better, I would assume.
Exactly.
Wonderful stuff. Well, that's Matanna, she has recreated a beautiful banquet-style table for us. We're going to be filling it with all sorts of delicious meals throughout the show. So stay tuned for that, Kat. Over to you.